And we back. That's a reference to those who know. Uh, but today, 3 months later, we're reacting to which presidents have the highest body counts. I think Abraham Lincoln. If Abraham Lincoln's not on this list, I'd be surprised because he was like 6 foot something. Nice guy, funny, for what I've seen. Beard, like the beard really comes in clutch. If you chop, the beard comes in clutch if it's a good beard. He was in a state of power or in a position of power. So it's like, what woman wouldn't want the dude? No matter how chopped you is, if you got all that, bro, the female's gonna want you. But we gonna find out. So let's get to watching. Oh, this video is by Serious History. This video's like a year old.
You read the title, so let's get right into it. I did the research, and here are the presidents who I think racked up the highest body counts during their lifetime. Number 5. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Franklin Delano Roosevelt is our history's only 4-term president, serving from 1933 until his death in 1945. FDR pioneered the New Deal and famously guided us out of the Great Depression with his economic-focused legislation. It turns out, in addition to his work in the Oval Office, FDR eased the pain of the Great Depression in another way: getting busy. Now, I feel like I know the question that you're probably thinking. The FDR in the wheelchair? That FDR? Well, polio may have taken the use of FDR's 2 legs, but it turns out the third went completely unaffected. FDR is known to have had
Imagine getting called up. Imagine getting called up, president. You thought you was finna fuck some crazy shit. Nigga pull up in a wheelchair. Me personally, if I was in a wheelchair, I'm trying to get some hoes, I'm trying to get some girls. Forget my language. I'm trying to get some girls. I'm saying, shit, shawty, my 2 legs might not work, but I got a third one for you. Shit crazy. That's not working though. That's not gonna work. Nowadays, that's called, I don't know, sexual harassment. Shoot your shot though.
Had a long-standing affair with his wife's secretary, a woman named Lucy Mercer, who many historians say was his greatest love, as well as a secretary of his own, Marguerite Lahand. There are even rumors that he once did the hugging hula with Princess Martha of Norway while she was staying in the United States as part of an attempt to strengthen ties between Western powers. I mean,
and that's actually crazy. That's cause for war. That is a cause for war. You fucking a princess? Are you married? Yeah, that's some Playboy shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just be quite frank with what I'm about to say. If you hear like some type of vent, that is my trash ass PC. Or like, I don't think it's like a P. I don't know. Is it PC? Or is it just like a computer thing? I don't know. But it is small. It's like 10 years old. So I don't know how it's running still. Shit, this is Windows 10, I think. But shit about to explode.
if you want to make an ally, I guess you can go about it that way. According to the FDR Presidential Library and Museum, Roosevelt and Martha often shared meals, scenic drives, boating, and local entertainments together. Observers noted their common sense of humor and happy informality. Sure, that could be totally platonic. Sure, but that's not even the most interesting part. Apparently, FDR's wife Eleanor knew of these extramarital unions, and while they initially stung, she found an upside. She was actually rumored to also have a fondness for the ladies, but she saw the potential in FDR to achieve international success, and she didn't want to smear his public image with a divorce.
So she was getting cucked? I've never seen a female get cucked. Oh my god. This is insane. Nowadays, a girl would do like she did after like if you do her dirty, she would do anything to fuck up your image. Look at DDG. Look at DDG. Yeah, they didn't do her dirty, but like they broke up. His image started getting fucked up. He being on me like that's crazy. Yo, she's like a good woman. I'd say like she's getting cooked, but she's like, I'm not gonna fuck up his success. You know what I mean? He a president, for fuck's sake.
So she turned the other way while Roosevelt went on his merry way, and she began to browse around herself. Oh, what?
Wait, whoa. Yeah, he was a lesbian back then. Did he know? They was both getting busy with the chicks, huh? That's the life, ain't it? That's the type of thing you want. You in a position of power. Yo, you fucking all the girls or all the women, and your wife cool with it? Is she joining? I know niggas that would they mouth, they salivating at that thought. They salivating at that. Not me though. I ain't that thirsty.
What we do for love. I wonder if he incorporated the chair into his pickup lines. Number 4, Warren G. Harding. Warren Harding often finds himself in our history books too, but not as an American hero. Harding's time as commander-in-chief was a brief one, only serving from 1921 until his death from a heart attack in 1923. While at the time of his death, Harding was actually one of the most popular presidents in American history, the discover and exposure of several scandals, including Harding's 4 extramarital affairs, greatly tarnished his reputation. And now, he often finds himself ranked among the worst presidents in history. But it turns out, while he can now never get his approval rating to rise, there was one thing he had no problem getting up. Harding's most well-known affair was with a woman named Carrie Phillips, which lasted about 15 years, ultimately ending in 1920 when Phillips blackmailed the then Senator Harding, saying that she would expose them if Harding voted in favor of going to war with...
See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. She's going to expose this nigga. But the other woman, she's like, shoot, let me join. Like, what type of... This is insane. 2 sides of a coin. No. The duality of women, I guess. Not man.
Germany. Sometime later, shortly after receiving his party's nomination for president, Harding disclosed his affair to top party officials, who handled it how they always do. They paid her off for her silence. Another of Harding's mistresses of note was a woman named Nan Britton, who wrote a book alleging that Harding had fathered her daughter while he was a senator. Since the book came out after Harding had died and his reputation was already heading downhill, many people believed Britton. But over time, people began to grow skeptical, saying Britton fabricated the entire thing for notoriety. In 2015, Harding's paternity was officially confirmed through DNA testing. Harding, you are the father. Now, Harding's wife, unlike the mega-chill Eleanor Roosevelt, was furious when she learned of Harding's affairs, and in response to the one with Phillips specifically, she claimed it was not the first time Harding had become romantically involved with a friend of hers. The man was a certified horn dog, but the best is yet to come. There are even some people who believe that while serving as a senator, Harding hosted Greek-style sex parties. Yeah, now you know why we put him up higher on this list. He reportedly bought a house along with other Ohio representatives and would get to partying, inviting young women, getting the liquor flowing, and having a good old time. Now, these reports have not been able to be verified, but based on Harding's other behavior during his time in the Senate, it's not too far-fetched. Number 3, Bill Clinton. I mean, this one should be pretty self-explanatory. Slick Willie, our 42nd president and the husband of one of the most...
If I'm not mistaken. Nah. Wait, is he the one that says, I did not sleep with that young intern or something like that? I mean, this nigga had swag, let's be for real. When I first learned about him, I learned that he played the saxophone. I was like, yeah, this nigga had, he got him back there. You play an instrument, the hose. I mean, I keep saying it like, yo, like, if you, to him, yeah, they hoes, let's be for real. He fucking all the bitches. Let's be for real. He's fucking all the bitches. Let's be for real.
most frightening women in politics, had one of the most publicized and criticized affairs in political history. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Clinton has long maintained that his relationship with White House intern Monica Lewinsky didn't ultimately lead to, doing the deed. And who knows, maybe that cigar was just used as a cigar. But whichever side of the fence you're on,
I did not sleep with that young intern. Matter of fact, we were up all night. I had to get that out. Man. I had to.
Clinton's gallivanting didn't end there. While Billy has only admitted to one affair during the time that he served as governor of Arkansas, many women have come forward over the years to claim that he slept around an awful lot before attaining the presidency. There are even reports, most of which aren't believed by historians, that Clinton used his position in Arkansas to get state troopers to set up little lovers' rendezvous with various women so he could hide his funds.
If I'm not mistaken, I've been to Arkansas. I got family in Arkansas. No disrespect to any women in Arkansas. But from what I've seen, there's not really any quote unquote bad bitches. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm going to the wrong spots. I mean, I don't really see any like 10 out of 10. I might see like a 6 to 7 out of 10 here and there. A lot of time while going out, I'll see it's mostly 40-year-old women and stuff like that, 20-year-old daughters or something like that. But most of the time I go we don't really go out to eat in Arkansas, so shit. See, I'm probably not even in the right places. So I'm gonna take back what I said. Now, if I see a bad bitch in Arkansas, shit, my fault. Be for real, it's my fault.
To think that the man behind that famously stained dress didn't take advantage of the southern hippie women all around him would simply be naive. In recent years, a report even came out that claimed that Clinton went to town with the actress Elizabeth Hurley in the White House. Now, this affair definitely wouldn't get the level of buzz that Monica Lewinsky did. That ship had sailed, but it's fun to imagine how Clinton reacted when his staff broke the news that the press had leaked his affair. You're kidding. Which one? Number 2, Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson took over the seat of power after the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963, becoming our 36th president and serving a term and a half, until 1969. Johnson was a Southern good old boy who has a complicated legacy, known as equal parts ruthless, imposing, crass, charming, persuasive, and let's not forget, horny. Lyndon certainly gave his Johnson plenty of exercise during his tenure in the White House. It seemed like for Johnson, one of the most important things, if not the most important, was power and superiority. Whereas other presidents on this list were known to have seduced and slept with many women simply because they were unable to quench their appetites, Johnson reportedly turned it into a contest.
If I was president, and 10 out of 10s consistently came up to me if they could get past my Secret Service, or they consistently let me holler at you, boy, or something like that, I'd be like, damn, should I do it? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. By the time I'm done being president, if I just serve one term, I have 50 bodies. If I serve 2 terms, after that first term, I'm tripling that 50, my nigga. 150. I'm not joking. I'm calling up 2 girls at a time, nigga. I'm not fucking around. But that's far from reality right now. I get no bitches. I get nothing.
Since the man succeeded JFK, he and his powers of seduction were often compared to that of Kennedy. There's an account that on one occasion, when Kennedy's escapades were brought up one too many times, Johnson pounded on his desk saying he'd had more women on accident than Kennedy had on purpose. Johnson's wife...
Are they meat watching? Are we meat watching? I mean, this whole video is meat watching. But it's yo, you get mad because another nigga getting hoes? I could never get mad because another nigga getting hoes. You can only blame yourself. Plus, you the vice president. And you telling me, even as the vice president, you gonna get nothing? That means there's something wrong with you, big bro. Something wrong with you, big bro. Something wrong with you. Shit. Even the ugliest nigga as vice president could probably get something. I don't know how much the vice president gets paid, but it's probably a decent amount of money. Plus, you have, like, power. You could give ideas to the president, blah, blah, blah. So even if you're not, like, the big man, you're second only to him. We're talking, like, single positions. Like, I'm not talking about the Senate, the House of Representatives. I'm not talking about none of that stuff. It's like the vice president and the president. Like, yo, telling me you wouldn't want the vice president? Shit.
The extremely southern-sounding Lady Bird Johnson was apparently aware of LBJ's many sexual exploits and extramarital affairs. The most well-known and public was Johnson's relationship with Alice Glass, one that lasted decades. Lady Bird and Glass were actually quite close. Then there was Helen Gahagan Douglas, who served in the House of Representatives, and a woman named Madeline Duncan Brown, who alleged that Johnson was the father of her child. Lady Bird, while probably not thrilled by Johnson's activities, knew that he ultimately loved and needed her the most, and that was a big reason for her faithfulness, according to a biographer. The craziest part? Aside from Johnson's personal harem of women whom he frequently bumped uglies with, he's even known to have had a bell installed in the Oval Office so he could be warned if his wife was about to enter the room. When you hear the ding, put away the dong. That's what I always say. Number 1. John F. Kennedy. I mean, you knew we wouldn't do a list of horny presidents without this guy, right? He's the Tom Brady, the Muhammad Ali, the Michael Jordan of presidents who slept around. Before his untimely demise in 1963, Kennedy had branded himself the image of a God-fearing, righteous family man. Behind all of that, as the public soon learned, were numerous affairs, from actresses to mob wives to teenage interns.
I'm not gonna lie. I was fooled. I thought he was like a family man. I really did think he was a family man. Cause I assumed, like, you got a wife. Like, what's the point of cheating on her? Especially, like, you're a famous nigga. You can't really cheat. There's cameras everywhere. You step outside, there's paparazzi everywhere. Like, you know how hard it is for a famous nigga to cheat? It's like, what's the point at that point? Because you have to do all this just to get a girl inside your crib. And you already got, like, yo, if I'm famous and I'm married, like, bro, I'm not cheating. Because what's the point? It's going to come out regardless. What J. Cole say? Whatever happens in the dark finds a way to shine. Or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. Whatever fuck the bar was.
The craziest thing? There are way more than you think. Kennedy was a sharp-looking guy, which in many ways helped secure him the presidency after his televised debate with the pale and sweaty Richard Nixon in 1960. JFK clearly used those looks, and the family fortune probably didn't hurt, to his advantage throughout his entire life, becoming quite comfortable with frequent lovers' trysts and once remarking to a British prime minister, "If I don't get a lay for 3 days, I get a headache." Some historians even argue that he was a sex addict, a narcissist, and had a general crippling lack of self-restraint. I'd be surprised if the guy ever went 3 days without some horizontal refreshment. He racked up quite a laundry list of lovers. There are a dozen or so women who claim to have had affairs with JFK, plus the numerous famous actresses known to have helped JFK test the mattress, plus many women in his own employ. Most of us know the most famous rumored affair being the one with movie superstar Marilyn Monroe. And while it was never fully confirmed, if you've seen the clip of Monroe singing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President," your mind is pretty made up already. But the list goes on, including, but not limited to, Judith Exner, an ex of Chicago mob boss Sam Giancana, Anita Ekberg, an actress and global heartthrob, Ellen Romech, a call girl, one of JFK's favorites, Jean Tierney, another actress, I'm sensing a pattern, and Mimi Alford, a 19-year-old White House.
She kind of looks like Emma Watson. She kind of looks like Emma Watson if I'm not blind. I may be a little blind, but she kind of looks like Emma Watson. Maybe it just it might just be the hairdo. I'm not gonna lie.
House intern. There are many others, and considering JFK employed the Secret Service to set up meetings with women and ensure no one ever walked in on him doing the dirty, a reporter was once tackled in a White House hallway to stop him from seeing a woman enter the president's room, there are probably countless women no one will ever even know about. Listen, you're the most powerful man in the free world. You're handsome, you're tall, you're rich. The pieces are there for you to be as loose.
Well, the video's over. Which president had the highest body count? J.F. Kennedy. So we now know Abraham Lincoln was loyal. Or maybe he did get around, just not as frequently as these dudes. I'm still caught up on what's his name? Franklin Roosevelt. His wife joined? That's crazy. In this video, I doubled the fucking length of this video. But whatever. Hope y'all enjoyed. I have no idea what this video is going to sound like. I don't know if anything in the background is heard. Especially this loud ass PC. I'll call it a PC. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. If you ain't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you ain't like it, like. And peace.